I look at creating partnerships like a puzzle. You can have this most extravagant, beautiful puzzle. It's missing one piece, and it kind of looks like shit. You are that missing puzzle piece in someone's puzzle. It's up to you to find those people. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Return on Investment MF channel. It's your host, Zack ROI Williams, and this is the information your haters don't want you to hear about. Becoming the most badass version of yourself in business. All right, what's up, guys? This is episode 8, and we're talking about building partnerships. You're going to have to bear with me because I just fucking crushed this episode, and the camera was not recording. I'm pissed. Anyways, let's skip past that. We're going to jump right on into starting partnerships. Now, this is all about putting yourself out there, guys. This is all about going for broke and asking the hard questions and being ready to be told no, okay? Shit's not easy. Now, I want to tell you guys a little bit about why I can talk about this. I own multiple businesses. Now, some of them are small equity ownerships. Like, we're talking like 2%. And this is a long-term play. The 5 to 7 year sellout or full acquisition for this company is like $357 million, and we're tracking ahead, okay? 2% of $357 million is a whole lot cooler than 100% of a $100,000 a year company, all right? There's things that go in here because when we move forward, we're going to talk about how can you start building partnerships, because some of y'all are going to be listening like, Zack, I don't, my skill set isn't, you're a marketing guy. Of course you can, start businesses or, start partnerships because you've got like a skill that's, every company needs marketing, right? Well, I'm just a real estate agent, or I'm just this, or I'm just that, whatever. There are plenty of people out there that need to team up with someone like you. You're just telling yourself an excuse in the back of your head on why you don't need to be out there searching, okay? I'm going to say this again. You have an excuse in your head that is keeping you from making money, all right? So I own percentages of multiple businesses. And the reason is because I can trade out my skill set, my consulting, my team, my work, my labor, my time for equity partnerships or equity ownership in their business. You might not be able to do that. You might be something simple like a connector. One of my best friends, shout out Jaybird, is a beautiful connector. Let me back up, actually. So I own percentages of a company that I do nothing with. Sure, I do a little bit of consulting when we first started, this and that, but essentially I put two people together. And in that transaction, a percentage of equity came to me. That's the way I did this. I said, all right, person A needs person B, and together they can create an extremely lucrative business, but I want to make sure that my intellectual property, which is my knowledge of each other and their skill sets and how they could work together. And I said, hey, this is the plan. You need to do this. You need to do this, and kind of set you free, was the way that I was able to do that. People like Jaybird are amazing connectors. There is no two people that he can't sit in one room, or 5 or 10 or 8 or whatever the case may be, and say, you motherfuckers need to know each other. And those motherfuckers don't get to know each other because he said so, and they trust him. And then more often than not, they start some type of partnership. They start some type of relationship. They create some type of deals. And that is something that he can take advantage of. He can leverage knowing which person needs what and how these two people can apply to this person, and so on and so forth. You can trade out equity in that. You can trade out equity in just being a good fucking person. I can teach anything to anybody. What I can't teach is loyalty and work ethic. Shit, my right-hand man when I started this business left with 2 of my $100,000 a year clients. He was a piece of fucking shit. He had the skills, but he didn't have any loyalty. He didn't have any work ethic. I didn't know that at the time. One of my best employees right now is loyal to a fucking T. I had to teach some skills. I had to show a few ropes, but that motherfucker's never leaving my side, and he's crushing it. He's shitting on the guy that had all the skills, but no loyalty. Maybe you're just a loyal person. But you got to take the chances. You got to take the shots. If you're going to approach some of these companies that are already established and come in and say, hey, you need my skill set and this is why, you got to come correct. Some of these companies already know what the fuck they're doing. They're already established. If you're going to come in and say, hey, I'm going to help you out and you're going to give me a portion of your company, you got to be damn sure you know exactly how to get where you say you're going to get, and then you need to fucking get there. And I'm not saying you need to fucking get there because they're going to get mad. I'm saying you need to fucking get there because you need to be loyal to what the fuck you said. If you're not loyal to yourself, you're not loyal to anyone. I'm not bringing anyone on board that's not loyal to the damn self. So you might even tell me that you don't have any type of skills that you feel comfortable offering people, but you have a good business idea, you have a good concept of what is missing in this world, and maybe your partnership is with an investor. And I'm not talking about some of these 7, 8, and 9-figure investors. You damn sure can't approach them, because guarantee you they got there by having their ducks in a row, and then that's what you need to become prepared with. You need to come with marketing strategies, business strategies. You need to come with your full layout, a full roadmap of what this business is going to take and how it's going to make them money back. You got to think, all these angel investors, all they care about is their return on investment. They'll invest any type of money if you can show them how they're going to get it back plus some. We'd all sit in front of an ATM if you put $1 in and got $2 out. That's why I love what I do. I love marketing. I use that phrase all the time. You get a 2x ROI on your ads or whatever. That's literally like sitting in front of an ATM, putting 1 in and getting 2 out. What's even cooler? 1 in, 5 out, 1 in and 10 out, so on and so forth. But it takes a plan to get there. I don't just make this shit up. I have to sit down. Every one of the companies that I'm involved with was not just me saying, oh, I'm really good at what I do, let's partner up. No, I spent time, I spent labor, I spent man hours, I spent sometimes loss of sleep over coming up with strategies and plans of taking them from point A to point B. But guess what? I did it. I showed them the way. I showed them exactly how to get there. Okay, y'all hear me talk all the time about it. You can have goals, and that's good. Everyone needs goals. But if you don't put action steps in place and a strategy in place to get them, it's just a fucking dream. It is worthless. Goals are not the end goal. You've got to make sure that you can get there. That's the end goal. You can sit here and daydream all you want. If you want to fucking dream, go to sleep. That's not where business owners and entrepreneurs belong. Get out of the fucking bed. This isn't the bed. You take your goal and you put a roadmap on how to get there, and then you fucking do it. And then that's the ultimate goal. That's where you want to be. Is that goal? You want to be there. Not just a dream. I look at creating partnerships like a puzzle. You can have this most extravagant, beautiful puzzle. It's missing one piece, and it kind of looks like shit. You can tell what it is. You can tell where direction it's going. You really don't even need it to be able to understand it, but it still doesn't operate the way it's meant to be as a full-blown image. It's that missing puzzle piece. You are that missing puzzle piece in someone's puzzle. It's up to you to find those people. And again, this is the excuse in the back of your head that's keeping you from that. I guarantee you, someone out there is missing you, but you're making that excuse in the back of your head. So you're sitting at home, sitting on the couch, just still going to your 9 to 5, or just barely trying out your side hustle. You're making up an excuse to go out there and attempt something because you're afraid you're going to be told no, or you're afraid you're not going to be good enough, or whatever the case is going to be. You're the missing puzzle piece. That missing puzzle piece could be an investor looking for someone who's got a great idea. And again, I'm not talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 investments to take home, in 1 year, turn their 50 into, a 6-figure business. And, they get a decent return on, you make enough money to eat a little bit, but now you see the future, they see the future, they dump more money in, you put more sweat equity in. And then the next year, y'all turn it into 250, and then the next year, y'all turn it into 700, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's the missile puzzle piece, is the idea that you have in your head. And again, the idea is the same as the goal. You got to make sure that you have everything in place to go from point A to point B. Sometimes you might be the business that is already established, that just needs some cash influx to be able to really take it to the next level. You might be a business owner. Yeah, you might be a CEO. Oh, that's cool. Solopreneur, entrepreneur. But if your business sucks and it's not making any money, what's a title really fucking worth? So you might need someone. You might have The puzzle and your puzzle piece just might be that cash flow, that cash influx to take you from point A to point B. And if you, again, you need to have a solid plan in place on how you're going to utilize those funds correctly, because otherwise you're just going to burn them up. You might be telling me like, Zach, I don't have a skill set that works, or, you don't know how you can partner with someone. Like, I want to tell you again, you got to think outside of the box. I know plenty videographers and video editors that are really fucking good at what they do that don't want to do the other. That's an obvious one. Okay. And again, the other really great idea is just being connectors, just being able to put two people together, sit back, come up with a plan, give it to them, and then you collect a small equity ownership. You do that a few times. Yeah, it might be only $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 here, there, whatever. You start doing that several times a year, couple $1,000s per client or per partnership per month really adds up. Now you really got your feet on the ground and can really start taking off with this. I just got off a call earlier today. The money's out there. There's investors out there. I just got off a call earlier today by someone who was talking about their investor with the investment starting with a T, trillion. You never hear that, guys. I know several billionaires. I know several billion-dollar companies. I've got 2 billionaires in my phone right now that I could call. Billion is infrequent, but you still hear it in business. Trillion, you never hear. That's government shit right there. So the money's out there. You just got to figure out how to take it and multiply it. And you got to be good at it too. You really need to find a way to put yourself out there. Okay. I ask realistically, I probably approach for either a partnership or a service agreement 100 people a year. And guess what? I might be told 90 times out of that 100, no. One of the best things about me is I can be told no. I like being told no because I'm going to figure out why they said no, and I'm going to fucking make my offers better for the next time so that the next motherfucker tells me yes. That's one of the best things you can learn. But you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So out of those 100 offers or chances or opportunities that I put myself out there, 90 of them get told no. Those 10 motherfuckers that say yes make a lot of money, are worth it, I will leave being told no smiling because I know I'm that much closer to the next motherfucker that tells me yes. I love being told no. Now, obviously, I really like being told yes because that means money, but I wouldn't find those people without having the confidence to be told no. One of the best things I have in my sequences is, a majority, if not all of my calendar invites, at the very last question, I ask someone, in a perfect world, what are you going to leave this call with? When you signed up for this call, you obviously had something in your head that was like, fuck yeah, if this goes perfect, this is what I'm going to get out of it. I want to know that. Because that's how we start negotiating. I even tell people what I expect. If I'm the one requesting the call and I get on a call with someone, I will start off the call and let them know exactly what my expectations are. That way they already know where my head's at and where they need to go for us to come up with a compromise. But I digress. I ask people that question because then I know immediately when I get on that call, because again, it comes in as a questionnaire. I already know what your expectations are before I even get on the phone call with you. And I'm going to come up with a way to make that work or make it work in my benefit or us mutually or whatever the compromise is going to be. I'm going to see it. I'm going to come up with a plan before we get on the call that is going to be something that I'm interested in too. So when we sit down, we get straight to business. That's the way you handle things like that. And again, you got to come right. When people come on calls with me, if you're asking for this or that or whatever, and you're asking of something from me, whether it's time, money, my team, our services, how to help your company, I need to know the plan. I need to know how. I had a call literally earlier today. It started last night, and within 12 hours, we had a follow-up call, and we were requesting 10 times out of this client what they're currently paying. As you can imagine, it was like right at like 9.2 times what they're currently paying. As you can imagine, in order to make asks like that, you have to have strategies in place to demand that. And that's what you got to do for building partnerships. You have to be able to put out 100 times what you're asking? Are you prepared to do that? Are you loyal? That is the biggest thing. Again, I will take a loyal motherfucker who doesn't know any skills, teach them the skills, because it can't teach work ethic, can't teach loyalty, can't teach how to be a good human being. You got to be a good human being, guys. And I'm talking about in all aspects of your life. There was actually in Disney, many of y'all know my wife and daughter are obsessed with Disney. And one of the things I enjoyed about learning about Disney is there was one of their higher level executive interviews. As you can imagine, they're board interviews, and I'm sure they have plenty of phenomenal candidates on paper. At the interview, the conference room was at the end of a long hallway. At the front of the hallway, there was a balled up piece of paper. At the end of the hallway, there was a trash can right before you go into the conference room. Walt Disney Enterprises, or whatever the fuck they're called, you know who I'm talking about, there for this executive level position, they never made any callbacks for the people that walked past the paper and didn't throw it away at the end of the hallway. Is that you? Are you that person? You can come into the boardroom and I can teach you anything you want. You can go to a partnership agreement meeting and they can teach you how to run the company. They can teach you the things you don't know. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. But are you that good person? Do you have something to bring to the table? Guys, we'll talk about the specifics and the technical things about how to start partnerships on down the road. That's not what this episode's about. This episode is about thinking now and making sure that you're the right person to even be coming down this road, to even at some point, you're going to need to go into business with someone. The ultimate way to financial freedom and time freedom is to have partners. You want to have partners because now you can bring in someone that's fucking kick ass at what they do, that loves what they do, like how I love marketing. I love what I do. This is a hobby that I happen to get paid with. But you can find people like that, put them in a lane and let them take off. You can find someone that is going to adopt this baby, your baby, as their baby as well. I had a horrible problem when I started It's What We Do clothing because I had investors coming to me because they saw how great we were doing and they wanted to influx cash and they had all the connections. They had all the relationships that I needed, but I thought as a business owner, a CEO, a entrepreneur, solopreneur, that the only way to earn your stripes was to fucking do everything, and I couldn't be more wrong. Many of y'all watch Shark Tank, and I'm sure, when you start seeing the millions of dollars here, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital and revolving credit and this and that, whatever, I'm sure that gets your attention. I would get on Shark Tank with a great offer, and I would even say, keep your money. I don't want your money. I want your relationships. I want your network. I want the authority that having your name attached to me as a business partner, and what that demands, that's what I want. These relationships mean more than a numerical amount because the money comes from that. Yeah, you can take some money and earn some relationships, but that's bullshit. You got to be a good motherfucker first. You got to be loyal. You got to show people that you're willing to hustle, that you're willing to put in the work, and that you're willing to make shit happen. And that if you're approaching them about joining their baby, you need to show them how that you're going to adopt that baby as yours, and you're going to give them as much effort as you can, because there's no one on God's green earth that's going to give up a portion of what they've worked hard for to someone who's going to shit on it. So when you come to business owners, or when you come to investors, or when you try and come and create a partnership, come correct. We'll talk about the technical stuff on down the road, but if you're not this motherfucker right now, you might as well stop watching the channel, because you're not going to make it past this, because you don't have what it takes to make this work. Because no one's going to want to work with you. No one's going to want to do business with you. No one's for sure going to get in a partnership deal with you. You got to fix this issue now, and we'll handle the rest. I can teach you the rest. I'll teach you how to build a company. I'll teach you how to build partnerships. I'll teach you how to build massive organizations with employees under you, contractors under you, relationships, the whole 9 yards. I cannot teach you how to be a good person. Anyways, guys, I hope this one was a good one. I hope the second shot at episode 8 was great. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about building partnerships and what you need to do to be able to get there and what the mindset needs to be, because the first one was fire. I hope this one was fire-er. But anyways, we'll see you guys on the next episode. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video at all or got anything else out of it, please check out these videos over here. They're going to be right in line with what you just saw.